Hello, welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. This is our first park build. Uh, it was supposed to be a four-part series, but unfortunately part 3 got corrupted. So no sound, no video, just blank. And I couldn't go back to re-record that as I'd already recorded part 4 and it saved by then, so I couldn't go back. But we're here now, we will do a tour and I will show you the bits that we didn't really cover or you've seen get built in that third episode. This is the island generation. I left the water, trees and mountains on and just tried to expand the land. It's yeah, I think I prefer just to have it flat and then with no mountains and then add those as we go along. That's what I'm thinking for future reference, but for now we'll get into this tour. So here is our arrival point where our guests arrive and then head down into the visitor center where they can check in, check out and go on their way to the hotels. Up in the rear we have our staff areas. We have our science center, our staff center so they can rest, control, well, I say rest, live, an expedition. Over the other side, you can see our hatchery, and there's also maintenance, rangers, and paleo medical. Just to the left, we have a pond here. This was already brought in, which we've sectioned off around this mountain, which house our Suchomimus, which we'll go and have a look at shortly. Here you come to our monorail station where it can take you over to where this is also leads us to the staff. It also travels to the right side, which takes you all the way around into the far reaches of the park. If you follow this path around, not only do you have a couple of restrooms, you have a viewing entrance and some viewing platforms, which we'll try and zoom in, and
During most of your tour,
there's a couple
the
of
appropriate
Suchomimus.
information will be automatically selected and displayed for you. Simply touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate icon.
So the Suchomimus have a two platformed enclosure with a ramp there. As you can see, one's coming down. Deep water, viewing gallery there, and with a waterfall. They can come down to the lower section if they want a bit of privacy away from prying eyes, and some jungle in the back. There's been no fences used in this build, as I'm finding the rocks are making a more natural enclosure, far better than anything else. So we come up here and we come into this viewing point, which will bring you over into this gallery. Now everything's kind of moved on. There is a fish feeder in this lower section here, and this shallow section, and you come down here, there's another one, and then if they want to actively hunt they can, and then again another fish feeder on this side, a little waterfall coming down from this pond feeding down here, and also around the back is a bit of free space which they don't really use. I did put a river cruise in. It didn't go as well as I hoped, but we will still use it anyway. It's a learning thing. Pretty much the trick with because this bit was higher up anyway, so I wanted to build quite a few enclosures. But we'll come over this side where we have guest facilities, restaurant, coffee, and shopping. We have a little SOS here, someone help me. An activity center, which we've gone with a fossil. We have a hotel, which if you can't, can you actually go? No, you can't actually do the viewing on this, but you have some little guys in here. Pidgeosaurus. You can have your breakfast, you can have a bit of a swim, and you can also watch the dinosaurs. With permission, you can actually come into this enclosure, sit by the waterfall, and enjoy the creatures as well. There's also a gyrosphere that goes from out around here, that goes into the back section of the park. We will visit that shortly. We do also have a emergency shelter and some remote viewing areas because, as I say, if we ride this, everything's a bit high. And you can't really see anything. So, as I say, wasn't the best idea. But it does help us get from this top section down to the Suchomimus. If we go into this viewing point, we have here our Dilophosaurus and somebody's arm. So these guys were a little bit of a project because they can't swim in the large water, in the deep water, in the deep water. They were finding a way to get down and run into here after some trial and error and a lot more additional rocks. Basically, I had to block them from coming down into here. Then that was avoided. There is a little bit for the waterfall as well. Next to the Dilophosaurus, again, which I had to fence off because our Brachios were going for a wander down there. Yeah, this is our large herbivore enclosure with Brachiosaur, Apatosaur. I believe the Apatosaurs are in here as well. I think they're over this side. Some Gallimimus, some Paras, a lot of Paras, and I think there are some others as well. Have a quick look at our Brachiosaurs. The sun is high, the sun is blinding. I think they're in the... Ah, they are just over here. We've got the Chasmosaur. They were hiding around here as well. Couple of viewing galleries so you can head under the river and just have and be up close and personal. Unfortunately, I can't put anything back here as they won't go that far. I did try to make this into a bit of a waterfall to fall out into the ocean, but it wasn't working out, so we abandoned that idea. Over to the far side, over here, we have an aviary. I think I put... There we go. The Geosperger. I wanted to put a waterfall in here, but it wouldn't allow it for some strange reason. There's a bit of privacy back here, so if they don't want to be harassed by the viewing eyes of the public, they don't need to be. But lots of... I tried to make this into as much as a valley as I could, so they would come out from their hatchery and fly just through the trees, and then they come into this large open section here. Up here we do have some restrooms, some medium facilities, a hotel for the this back canyon, and over here, coming up here, we have a Velociraptor Valley. There is a terminal in, there is a viewing log in here. See if we can see anything. Now the only thing is, obviously, because of the shade over here, it does make it a little bit difficult to see. But we do have a group of velociraptors. They cannot climb out. That's what I do like about this. You can make the wall steep, and then they can't come in. I did fill in this area just in case they try to go into the Dilophosaur enclosure, just in case. And then once you walk across the pathway up here, you can then jump in the monorail station to go back to the beginning. Finally, we're going to go and ride the gyrosphere. I'm going to hide the UI.
The gyrosphere is an amazing machine, made possible by science. Your safety is our main concern, which is why you're behind our invisible barrier system.
Once we get in, we will see what is around. And here we go.
The gyrosphere is an amazing machine, made possible by science. Your safety is our main concern, which is why you're behind our invisible barrier system.
So I think this goes through 3 enclosures. This very large opening enclosure belongs to our 2 Tyrannosaurs. I will do an overhead view afterwards. I went with the gyrosphere because I just thought it was a bit better. So,
the gyrosphere is an amazing machine, made possible by science. Your safety is our main concern, which is why you're behind our invisible barrier system.
The River Cruise was, again, trial and error, first time using it, but now, as you'll see, my next build, which will be premiering next week, which I have not done parts for, because I just figured it would distract me too much. I sat down and I really concentrated, but this enclosure's got a large pond for them, as well as large mountainous areas.
For added protection, each vehicle is surrounded by aluminum oxynitride glass, so tough it can stop a 50 caliber bullet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is T-Rex territory.
There we go.
Tyrannosaurus Rex boasts one of the greatest bite forces ever recorded. Not only can this powerful predator's jaws easily shatter bones, but a single bite from T-Rex is enough to crush a car.
I think she's just hunted a goat. There are 2 in here.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, the tyrant lizard, needs no introduction. This illustrious theropod is one of the world's most iconic dinosaurs, and among the largest land carnivores to have ever walked the earth.
But not the biggest. Yeah. I think she's having a bit of a roar up there. We're now leaving Tyrannosaur territory.
Tyrannosaurus Rex boasts one of the greatest bite forces ever recorded. Not only can this powerful predator's jaws easily shatter bones, but a single bite from T-Rex is enough to crush a car.
So I did have to put fences for the gates for the gyrosphere, but I just covered them in rock so it looks a bit so you can't tell. They have put a lot of they have made it super bright in here.
The gyroscopic technology will keep you
It's like being
upright
on
at
an
all
episode of
times,
Star Trek,
so you've got nothing to worry about.
or in one of the films with like the lens flare. Super intense lens flare. There's a helicopter flying around. Maybe people are leaving. I've got no legs. And she's wearing sandals. And now we're about to enter our second enclosure.
For added protection, each vehicle is surrounded by aluminum oxynitride glass, so tough it can stop a 50 caliber bullet.
So, I think this is why they encourage you to have the day and night cycle, to be fair. Because it is quite intense. There we go, we're going
For added protection, each vehicle is surrounded by aluminum oxynitride glass, so tough it can stop a 50 caliber bullet.
I don't know why I decided to try and plug that in now and jab my mic into the freaking wall. So this originally had I want to say concavenator in here, but I felt like the space was too big for them personally.
The gyrosphere is an
was,
amazing machine,
so I
made
switched them
possible
out.
by science. Your safety is our main concern, which is why you're behind our invisible barrier system.
Once we get past the bright light and everything else, we should be able to see. As we can see, we have a silhouette up there. So we've got some wetland up here, but no runoff.
The humped back of the Dinokairos is formed by large neural spines, with air sacs invading its vertebrae to help support its giant frame. Also contributing to this animal's impressive profile are its keratin-covered beak and its beautifully feathered features.
They are over that side, so hopefully we should see them through the mangroves. They do swim. As well, so it all works out particularly well for them.
The Dinokairos is the largest ornithomimosaur ever discovered. This bulky ostrich-like dinosaur possesses two sizable arms, the feature that inspired its name, Horrible Hand. Amazingly, these limbs alone are each as long as a fully grown adult ostrich.
You may see one submerge. There you go, there's one swimming over there. Not submerged, but you know, go into the deeper section.
we arrive at the habitat of the Dinokairos. The humped back of the Dinokairos is formed by large neural spines, with air sacs invading its vertebrae to help support its giant frame. Also contributing to this animal's impressive profile are its keratin-covered beak and its beautifully feathered features.
Looks like that one's going into deeper water. Are we going to miss it go in? There he goes. We didn't quite miss it.
The humped back of the Dinokairos is formed by large neural spines, with air sacs invading its vertebrae to help support its giant frame. Also contributing to this animal's impressive profile are its keratin-covered beak and its beautifully feathered features.
The other thing I need to kind of train myself to do is not always just make an enclosure for multiple species, especially with the herbivore. It's okay just to have like a Triceratops section, a Stegosaur section, a Gallimimus section. You know, I don't need to have everything
The
living under one
Dinokairos
roof.
is the largest ornithomimosaur ever discovered. This bulky ostrich-like dinosaur possesses two sizable arms, the feature that inspired its name, Horrible Hand. Amazingly, these limbs
driving me at the
alone
moment.
are each as long as a fully grown adult ostrich.
But it's kind of hard to unlearn this. I think there was only two enclosures on this door, but again, sizable ones, so it kind of works out.
The gyroscopic technology will keep you upright at all times, so you've got nothing to worry about.
Unless they come and charge you and stab you and go, hey, hey, you got plenty to worry about. Just make sure we'll follow it around just to make sure we don't go off topic.
The gyrosphere is an amazing machine, made possible by science.
I'm going to jump out because we don't need to repeat that. So it basically comes back round here and then comes round and then goes back into there, and then you can use that to go the rest of the way if you are lazy. We'll have a quick look at these other two enclosures. So the Tyrannosaur enclosure and the Dinokairos one a bit more. So here are our two Tyrannosaurs. See, why weren't we on the tour for that bit? But yeah, as you can see, they got like a large forest section back here. A very big pond with fresh water being fed in, and then a little bit of a beach, and then up around here with the Dinokairos. You know, they are missing ground leaf apparently, but you know, they're having a swim. He's changed his territory a little bit. Oh, so they do kind of submerge, but they don't hunt fish like the Suchomimus and Spinosaurus will in deep water. You do have to have fish feeders, and then they've got a larger waterfall over here. What are you eating then? Have you made me a liar? Curse you, number 7. Curse you. Anyway, yeah, so you can see there's about what, 7, 8 of these, so 8. very nice large mangrove like enclosure. And the other reason why I'm doing quite large ones is because of the over complexity on the here. But I've only got people really going up and down and around here. I've got no one really going into the park really. So all my people are confined to the start of it, and then we just got the fake those fake people there. But yeah, this was a real disaster. I was hoping that the sauropods would come quite close, so you could look up and see, but no, it's too much. If I there you go. At least you could see like the Dilophosaurs kind
For
of.
our animals' health, we ask that you do not disembark from your kayak at any time.
Yeah, see,
during
no
the
visible
tour.
dinosaurs, nothing, but it does help with the transport rating. So yeah, that was our first build in Jurassic World Evolution 3 using the island generator. I will finish off the next one, which I think you will really enjoy. It's taken me a couple of weeks to go through it. I would say I'm about 80% done. I'm debating to put in a small, like, little scavenger enclosure by one of the hotels, or to kind of make a bit of a courtyard. I don't know. But then also I got to do quite a few bits of decorating around that bit, and then scattered around the park. But I think that one will go down well. I hope it'll go down well because I spent ages building it. Anyway, for now, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.